How to get a bank loan in 3 easy steps. Hi guys, my name is Prudence and welcome to Money Talk with Prue. Who doesn't want money? I know I do, and you must be looking for some too if you're watching this video. So stay with me and let me tell you 3 easy steps how you can get a stamp of approval from a bank so that they can give you money you have not yet earned. Step 1 on getting a bank loan is for you to create a relationship with the bank. So how do you build a relationship with the bank? It is by opening a bank account. You can do this either as an individual or as a small business. So opening a bank account is quite easy. You just go to the bank that you want to open an account with. You fill out the application form. When going there, make sure you have your national ID, you have a recent utility bill, which is for water or electricity. And to them, recent means at least something within the 3 months of your day of applying for the bank account. And if you're employed, you need to have a letter of confirmation from your employer, them confirming that you are indeed their employee. And you need to have a sketch map of the place where you live, your residence. Just with only those few documents, you are able to open a bank account. If you are opening it as a small business, then in addition to all those documents I've mentioned, you need to have a business registration certificate, which you can easily get at the Registrar General at their office or online, actually online. So yeah, the first thing is to have a relationship with the bank. This is important because much as banks are looking for businesses and people to give loans to, they will not just give it to anybody. They need to know you somehow. And having a bank account is the one way you can let the bank know who you are. Step number 2 is for you to have a source of income. I know it's very funny, people always say banks only give money to people who have money. But it is also true, much as it's funny and frustrating at times, but it is also true. Look at it this way, there is no way you as an individual would borrow money to somebody knowing that that person will not give you back. You are not a charity organization. You are not some billionaire who's just giving out cash. It's impossible. When you're borrowing even your friend or your sister, you know for sure that this person gets paid on the 20th. By the 30th, they should give me back the money. That's how banks work too. So in order for you to prove to the bank that you are somebody who is reliable, it is for you to have a source of income. So how do you get income? 1, you need to get a job. I know jobs are scarce, but keep on applying. You will get a job one day. Number 2, whilst waiting to get a job, you can create jobs yourself. You can do freelancing. So for example, if you are a graphic designer, don't wait to be a full-time employee at some advertising agency, for example. You can start doing small little jobs, designing wedding cards, business cards for small businesses, and just charging a fraction of what a whole business would charge them. And the money that you make from that, you need to make sure that it is going in your bank account. You need to deposit every amount that you get. And when I say every, underlying it, it has to be every. The reason being is that for somebody to apply for a bank loan, you need to be in a relationship with the bank for at least 6 months. And in those 6 months, there needs to be a consistent flow of cash inflows. So, for example, if you're employed, you need to make sure that your salary goes through the bank account. If you are a small business, you need to make sure that your sales are deposited in the account. So with all this modern technology, we have several options of how people pay. We have mobile banking. Some shops still accept cash. You just need to make sure that all those monies that are received outside your bank account, you are setting aside a day where you deposit that money in the account. It doesn't matter if you want to use the money like in the next few hours, even just depositing the cash and then taking it out the next day, it's fine as long as you deposit. So when it comes to you now applying for the bank loan, the bank will go through your account and check, okay, for the last 6 months, how has this account been performing? So they need to see a consistent flow of cash, and they need to see how it's been going up and down. And that way they'll be able to assess how much they will be able to give you as a loan. And the third step, which is the final step, when you are now ready to apply for the loan, you just go to the bank if you are an individual. If you are a business, you need to write a letter first. So whether you go hand deliver it, but you need to write a letter first. But as an individual, you just go in the bank and then tell the customer service person you want to apply for a bank. They will give you some forms. So you fill up the forms and you add in all those documents that you had already done when opening that bank account. So your ID, if you're employed, it means you need to have your recent pay slip, where you live, utility bill, all that. And once all those things are checked, now the bank does that assessment to see how well your bank account has been performing for the last 6 months. And they will gauge that, okay, if this person has applied for 1 million, let's see how much money on average per month does, what amount goes through the account. Okay, Madusa 600,000, sometimes maybe the next month it was 700 and then it went to 400. They will now gauge, like, on average in those 6 months, how much should we say this person gets in? Okay, about 600 there, then 1 million is fine, because we would get back the money in whatever period you have requested, 6 months, a year, 36 months, and it goes on and on. So those are the 3 easy steps that you can do to get a bank loan. One thing you should know is that banks love giving out loans. They love it. They're actually in search of businesses and people to give loans to. But much as they are hungry for customers, they are not stupid. That's why they want to first assess you for those 6 months. And even when you apply for that loan, before they make the final decision, they also pay the Credit Reference Bureau, who now does a background check on you, specifically on your credit history. So if you have applied for a bank loan before, the Credit Reference Bureau has all those reports that, okay, this person was paying on time, or no, this person was giving out excuses. So they rate you and then they tell it to your bank. So the risk of you giving this person a loan, the risk of you not getting it back is like 20%, or it's 80%, or it's only 5%. So that's where you either get an approval or a denial. If it's your first time, it's quite easy. They'll give you a benefit of a doubt as long as you've proved that you have some income coming in, and they'll give you the loan. But once you get the loan, just know that the Credit Reference Bureau is now watching you, so that the next time you're applying for a loan, it will depend on how well you service the current loan that you have received. So for you to get a loan also, you need to plan in advance. As I said, the bank wants to see that at least you've been with them for 6 months. So you need to plan well in advance, at least 6 months back, that, okay, in the next 6 months I want to apply for a loan, or in the next year I want to apply for a loan. So what should I do? Then you'll be doing these steps that I have just explained to you. Now, getting a loan, there are so many advantages and disadvantages. Everybody has their opinion on it. But I'm going to talk in the purpose of this video. It is to your advantage to get a loan, especially if you want to build credit history. Credit history is very important as you grow, because apart from the consumer loan maybe that you may need right now, in the next few years you may need a small business loan, you may need a mortgage loan, you may need like an agricultural loan. There are so many different kinds of loans. For you to be able to access that, banks need to have proof that you've had some sort of credit. and you have been able to prove that you're a reliable individual and you'll be able to pay back. So that's why it's good for you to get bank loans. But don't just get bank loans for the sake of getting bank loans, just so you have money and do nothing with it. You must have a plan whenever you're getting a loan. Yeah, I think I've spoken enough. That's it from me. If you have any questions about these processes, just put them in the comment section. And these steps that I've mentioned apply to all banks in Malawi, because these rules are from the Reserve Bank of Malawi, which is the mother of all banks. So they listen to Reserve Bank. So any bank that you want to go get a loan from, these are the steps that you would take. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye.